So every Friday, Whole Foods has this discount where you can get 12 oysters for the price of 6. So whereas it would usually cost you $24 to get 12 oysters, you can get them for 12. It's a good deal. Every Friday, I go and pick up my water. I get filtered water from Whole Foods, and I pick up oysters. Now, oysters are good because they're like one of the most nutrient-dense things you can eat. They're They have lots of minerals, lots of nutrients. I'll put up a little graphic because I'm not very good at articulating everything that I know, my wisdom. But I mean, if you're trying to boost your testosterone or detox, they're good for that. If you're trying to become a physical nasty beast, if you're trying to get pumped up, shredded, you eat oysters once a week, or you're not making it.
Now, because you don't want to get sick, the first thing you do when you get your oysters is check them to make sure they're still alive. These 2 oysters are perfect examples of what you should be looking for, and you want to do this to every oyster you have. You are killing them when you crack them open, but I mean, just don't think about it. It's not a big deal. And that'll keep you safe and healthy as long as they're alive on the inside and they haven't leaked out, been cracked, and get filled with bacteria that makes you sick.
So what you want to do is you want to find this point on the shell right here. I don't know what it's called, so we'll call it the seam. And you want to put your knife here, like this. Now, you want to force it in just a little bit and gently twist the knife kind of back and forth. You don't want it poking or getting loose and stabbing right into your hand. I've done that before and it kind of sucks. And so eventually it just cracks open like this. But it's not done yet. You want to stick your knife under it like this and scrape everything that's on top. Scrape around until you cut it open, because the flesh of the oyster sticks to the top. Wipe it down so you get all the debris off. Scrape that off. And now the important part, cutting underneath. You want to cut underneath because it's attached there as well. And now you've got yourself a clean oyster. And what you can do is you can put a little bit of lemon on it. You could put a little horseradish or hot sauce, whatever you want. But since I'm just such a physical, nasty beast, I take it straight. Now you really want to shuck them yourself, because otherwise you'll let them sit for an hour. You go to the store, they'll shuck it for you. You let them sit for an hour and they're filled with bacteria and you get sick. You don't want food poisoning. I've been eating them for nearly a year and I've never gotten sick. So, just shuck them yourself, keep them cold. It's better that way. And you learn a skill. I take pleasure from it. I enjoy doing it myself.
So, like I said, find the seam, put the knife in. Now, gently just wiggle it back and forth. Yeah, I'm being forceful here, but you really don't want to be too forceful with it. Just be gentle. Once you've got the knife firmly in the seam, just wiggle it back and forth like I'm doing right here. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't feel any grip or it shouldn't be difficult. Make sure it's in there firm enough where it's a little bit difficult to twist it back and forth like that. A lot of it is kind of self-explanatory and just learn through trial and error. So after you do it once or twice, and I'm not just talking about get through 1 or 2 oysters, but 2 sets of oysters, you've probably got a good idea of what it's going to entail, and you've gotten much better at it.
Now, the first couple times you do this, you're not going to be very good. There's a bit of a learning curve, but once you get past it, it's not a big deal. So the knife you'll use is more than likely dull. You know, you're not going to cut yourself on it, but it does have a little bit of a point. Like I said, I really suggest you get a shucking knife. You can use a screwdriver, but I did that the first time, a flathead screwdriver. It sucked. I didn't like it. I want to do it again. You could use a butter knife, but it would probably ruin it. So I don't suggest that either. But I'll show you how to shuck safely. And the first 3 times I shucked oysters, this is what I did. So you take your towel. This one's a little thick and big, but you know, it works for what I'm gonna do with it. Take it, fold it up, grab your oyster. The insertion point is here. Now take it like this. Fold the towel with your thumb here. Fold your towel over it like this. And now you really can't poke yourself. If it slides out, you don't really poke yourself. So it's good. And you just wiggle it in. You pop it. Yeah, so try not to do what I just did here. It's really best not to have the knife jam into it like that. Plane your knife. Scrape the top. Discard. Clean it up a bit. Take it underneath. Break it up. Separate it, flip it over, make it easy to eat, and just down the hatch. So if you're really trying to take it the extra mile, and I'm talking like really get pumped up, shred it, you know, get big, get healthy, get some good nutrients up in you, you eat with your oysters. The best food that complements it is liver. So I'm gonna cook myself some of that outside my basement window because everybody's asleep upstairs, and now's the best time to make it. Gosh, that's a big oyster. Bigger than what I'm used to.
Oi, they!
Oh. Now, I promise I wouldn't lie to you out of embarrassment from what happened, but I did cut myself, and afterwards, I did mess up the rest of the video recording, so. But, I mean, there's not that much more to add. That's about it.